Gentrification! Gentrification! Fight! 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 Fight!
It has been the endeavor of a group of students at American University to assist Washington, D.C.'s most vulnerable citizens through a campaign.
So today, here is our message to Mayor Fenty and the City Council and area developers in Congress. Stop the cycle, end gentrification.
The right drop of water, we can fill the ocean. They say one person can't make a difference, but that's a lie. And a lie for the piss in the hell.
There really is a problem in this country. You know, we are richer than we've ever been, and the problems are worse than they've ever been. Homelessness is worse than it's ever been. Poverty is worse than it's ever been. The first thing that you need to do is you need to convince people that it's not okay. This is a problem. And so today is a good first step.
Here's our proclamation against gentrification. Whereas gentrification is a process of predatory urban development that displaces low-income residents and families, and whereas this process is highly visible within the District of Columbia.
That you should all feel good about either being in attendance or setting this up. You guys should feel great about it. When you go home tonight, feel good that you did this. And then tomorrow, do it again. And tell everybody else, because your voices need to be heard. They need to be heard loudly.
And it's why we're gathered here in Freedom Plaza today across from the mayor's office. It's called gentrification.
One of the ways that gentrification happens, and that public property and that private property now gets seized and gentrified, is it happens in the dark. You know, nobody likes to be thought of as the bad guy. It's bad for votes and fundraising.
All the companies and all the commercial buildings and all the developers have decided to move all the minorities and all the homeless people out of the district and to wherever they don't really care where we go or what happens to us.
We have more homelessness in this city per square foot than anywhere else in the nation. That's our other big claim to fame. We're spending more money maintaining a large homeless population here in DC than what it would cost to house people.
According to the Urban Institute, 3.5 million people experienced homelessness last year in this country. Nearly 1.3 million of them were children.
But how does it start? A lot of people have the idea that gentrification, it just kind of happens. You know, somebody moves in, somebody else moves in, properties get flipped and rents go up, and people get driven out. But that's not the way it works. It is planned, it is funded by the local government as a way to boost taxes, as a way to drive out the people who don't make enough money for the local government so they can bring in people who will give them more money. The only reason that it is this way today is because people have decided that it's okay. They don't care. It's all right with them. Homeless people have become part of the scenery. And you know, gentrification is great because, you know, you feel bad about the people who can't afford their homes anymore, but at least there's a Starbucks on the corner now.
I'm presently homeless right now. I'm living in a 30 by 15 box, which is mine. And because of the high taxes and the rent, I can't afford to live in a one-bedroom apartment. And I share a floor with 10 other people who has a room on that floor. We have 3 bathrooms and a kitchen. And that's in the Columbia Heights area, Washington, D.C.
I ended up homeless in 2004. And in 2006, I ended up in Franklin Shelter. So it was not a good place, but at least it was a place. It's a lot better than living out on the street, which is where all of those men were going to end up when they decided to turn it into a hotel. A lot of the guys, I'd probably say about 60% of the guys, worked every day. They just didn't afford, and they just didn't make enough money to live in the city anymore. And what was amazing was that they were working construction. They were building the city that they could not afford to live in anymore. It doesn't have to be this way, and the only way that it's going to change is starting from right here.
Therefore, be it proclaimed that on this 30th day of March 2008 at Freedom Plaza, on the steps of the mayor's office, the assembled residents, students, and community organizations share resources, networks, and personal stories to encourage the government to take action in stopping and reversing the process of gentrification.
We first asked the question, what are the priorities of this city? Adult education, taking forms in financial skills, job training, and reading and writing workshops, while providing childcare services for struggling families, is what will allow this city to turn its most marginalized citizens into a viable tax base.
The city must acknowledge that blind pursuit of expanding the tax base is not necessarily in the best interest of its people or a sound, long-term economic policy for the city.
Just schools, churches, libraries.
Act responsibly and ethically. Oversight and regulation.
Pathways for low-income residents to stay in the redeveloped communities.
Inclusionary zoning policies.
It will acknowledge the systemic problems that pose a challenge to raising the standard of living.
More aggressively pursuing previously stated goals. Public land trusts to limit speculation. With these proposals in mind, the city government of Washington, D.C. may better reflect the interests of its citizens and more diligently pursue solutions to one of its most pressing problems.
We are one community, and we need to stand together in fighting this. As the great Martin Luther King told us, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
A bond is shared in the hearts of the assembled to bring justice and dignity to this city's growth.
Today's rally certainly was not the beginning, and it will not be the end of this movement to end gentrification.
You could be doing something else, maybe going to the Cherry Blossom Parade, or even going to the stadium, or hanging out at home, or on the campus, or just doing the things that you do on Sunday. But I thank you for coming down to fight against gentrification, also to learn about homelessness, and to help those who are less educated and those who are less fortunate than ourselves.
We need love, we need schools, shelters, but mostly we need you. Each of you guys here, remember what Don said, one person can do a lot. Right? One person can change generations, and it's true, and we see that all the time.
Continue to stand up, continue to make noise, so one day we can walk the blacktop in all of our neighborhoods and see a booming economy, a better standard of living, and once and for all, full homes and empty streets. Thank you for coming.
Jenna. What do you think about today, Jenna?
Yeah, it's
I think my issue group is awesome. And
because we have such a wonderful TA.
And I think they did a really great job, and I'm really proud of them.
Aww.